2000 National Electrical Code requirement for arc fault circuit interrupters, commonly known as AFCIs, in bedrooms is specifically applicable to new construction projects. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, does not mandate the installation of AFCIs in bedrooms when a service upgrade or change is performed in an existing building. However, it is crucial to recognize that local jurisdictions, often referred to as authorities having jurisdiction or AFCI, have the power to adopt amendments to the National Electrical Code. These amendments can introduce variations or additional requirements that go beyond the base National Electrical Code. One example is the Seattle Building Code, which necessitates the installation of AFCIs in bedrooms even during service upgrades or changes. This highlights the importance of verifying local regulations. To ascertain whether arc fault circuit interrupters are required in bedrooms during a service upgrade or change in a specific area, it is essential to consult with the local authority having jurisdiction. This authority is responsible for enforcing electrical codes and regulations within that particular region. It is best to contact the local building department or electrical inspector's office to obtain accurate and up-to-date information. They can provide clarification on the specific requirements enforced within that jurisdiction. Understanding the role of the authority having jurisdiction is essential in ensuring compliance with the electrical codes. These authorities are responsible for interpreting and enforcing the National Electrical Code, as well as any local amendments that may be in place. They play a critical role in maintaining electrical safety within their respective jurisdictions. It is crucial to engage with the authority having jurisdiction early in the project planning process to avoid potential conflicts or delays. By understanding the local requirements, it ensures that the electrical work meets all applicable codes and regulations. Regarding arc fault circuit interrupters, they are designed to detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can lead to fires. An arc fault is an unintentional electrical discharge that occurs when electricity jumps between two or more conductors. These faults can generate high levels of heat and can ignite surrounding materials. Arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to trip a circuit breaker when they detect an arc fault, thus preventing a fire. There are two main types of arc fault circuit interrupters, namely branch feeder arc fault circuit interrupters and combination arc fault circuit interrupters. Branch feeder arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect against arc faults that occur in the branch circuit wiring. Combination arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect against arc faults that occur in both the branch circuit wiring and the appliance cords plugged into the outlets. The National Electrical Code requires the use of arc fault circuit interrupters in many areas of the home, including bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and family rooms. The specific requirements vary depending on the edition of the National Electrical Code and the local amendments that have been adopted. When performing electrical work, it is important to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and the local amendments to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. It is also important to use qualified and licensed electrical contractors who are familiar with the National Electrical Code and local requirements. They can ensure that the electrical work is performed safely and in accordance with all applicable codes. In the context of service upgrades, it is important to understand the scope of the work being performed. A service upgrade typically involves replacing the electrical service panel, upgrading the service entrance conductors, and installing new circuit breakers. Depending on the extent of the work, it may trigger additional requirements under the National Electrical Code or local amendments. For example, if the service upgrade involves extending or modifying the branch circuits in the bedrooms, it may trigger the requirement to install arc fault circuit interrupters. The authority having jurisdiction can provide clarification on the specific requirements that apply to the service upgrade project. Another important consideration is the age of the existing electrical system. Older electrical systems may not have the capacity to handle the increased electrical loads of modern appliances and electronics. A service upgrade can increase the capacity of the electrical system to meet the current and future electrical needs of the home. However, it is important to ensure that the existing wiring is in good condition and meets the requirements of the National Electrical Code. If the existing wiring is outdated or damaged, it may need to be replaced as part of the service upgrade. This can add to the cost of the project, but it is important to ensure that the electrical system is safe and reliable. In addition to arc fault circuit interrupters, there are other safety devices that can be used to protect against electrical hazards. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are designed to protect against ground faults, which occur when electricity flows through an unintended path to ground. Ground fault circuit interrupters are typically installed in areas where there is a risk of water exposure, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor outlets. Surge protectors are designed to protect against voltage surges, which are sudden increases in voltage that can damage electronic equipment. Surge protectors are typically installed at the service entrance to protect the entire electrical system. However, they can also be installed at individual outlets to protect sensitive electronic equipment. Smoke detectors are designed to detect smoke and provide an early warning of a fire. Smoke detectors should be installed in every bedroom, hallway, and on every level of the home. Carbon monoxide detectors are designed to detect carbon monoxide, a colorless and odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed in every home, especially those with fuel-burning appliances. Regular maintenance of the electrical system is also important to ensure safety. This includes checking the circuit breakers to make sure they are functioning properly, inspecting the wiring for any signs of damage, and replacing any worn or damaged electrical components. It is also important to avoid overloading circuits, which can cause the circuit breakers to trip or the wiring to overheat. Overloading circuits can be avoided by using power strips with built-in circuit breakers and by avoiding plugging too many appliances into a single outlet. If there are any concerns about the safety of the electrical system, it is important to consult with a qualified and licensed electrical contractor. They can inspect the electrical system and recommend any necessary repairs or upgrades. They can also provide guidance on how to maintain the electrical system and avoid electrical hazards. In summary, the National Electrical Code requires arc fault circuit interrupters in bedrooms for new construction. Local jurisdictions may have adopted amendments to the National Electrical Code that require arc fault circuit interrupters in bedrooms during service upgrades or changes. Consult with the local authority having jurisdiction to determine the specific requirements in force within your area. Ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified and licensed electrical contractors. Maintain the electrical system to ensure safety and avoid electrical hazards. Remember that the National Electrical Code is a complex and constantly evolving document. It is important to stay up to date on the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any local amendments that may be in place. The authority having jurisdiction can provide guidance on the latest requirements and ensure that the electrical work meets all applicable codes and regulations. By following these guidelines, the electrical system will be safe, reliable, and in compliance with all applicable codes. Firstly, it is imperative to consult with the local authority having jurisdiction to ascertain the specific requirements pertaining to arc fault circuit interrupters in bedrooms during service upgrades or changes. Secondly, ensure that all electrical work is executed by qualified and licensed electrical contractors who possess a comprehensive understanding of the National Electrical Code and local regulations. Thirdly, maintain the electrical system through regular inspections, repairs, and upgrades to ensure safety and mitigate potential electrical hazards. One should also understand that the National Electrical Code is not static. It is a dynamic document that undergoes periodic revisions and updates. Therefore, staying abreast of the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and any local amendments is crucial for maintaining compliance and ensuring electrical safety. To further elaborate on the types of arc fault circuit interrupters, the branch feeder arc fault circuit interrupter, as mentioned before, safeguards against arc faults occurring in the branch circuit wiring extending from the electrical panel to the outlets and lighting fixtures. The combination arc fault circuit interrupter offers a more comprehensive level of protection by detecting arc faults in both the branch circuit wiring and the appliance cords connected to the outlets. This type of arc fault circuit interrupter provides an enhanced level of safety. The selection of the appropriate type of arc fault circuit interrupter depends on the specific application and the requirements of the National Electrical Code and local regulations. In some cases, the National Electrical Code may require the use of combination arc fault circuit interrupters in certain areas of the home, such as bedrooms. It is important to consult the National Electrical Code and the authority having jurisdiction to determine the specific requirements. When installing arc fault circuit interrupters, it is essential to follow the manufacturer's instructions and the requirements of the National Electrical Code. Arc fault circuit interrupters should be installed by qualified and licensed electrical contractors who have experience with these devices. Improper installation of arc fault circuit interrupters can render them ineffective and may create a safety hazard. It is also important to test arc fault circuit interrupters regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. Arc fault circuit interrupters have a test button that can be used to simulate an arc fault and verify that the device is tripping as expected. If an arc fault circuit interrupter fails to trip during a test, it should be replaced immediately. Furthermore, when performing a service upgrade, it is crucial to consider the overall condition of the existing electrical system. If the existing wiring is old, damaged, or not up to code, it may be necessary to replace it as part of the service upgrade. Replacing the wiring can add to the costs of the project, but it is important to ensure that the electrical system is safe and reliable. Another important consideration during a service upgrade is the capacity of the electrical panel. The electrical panel should have sufficient capacity to handle the electrical loads of all the appliances and equipment in the home. If the electrical panel is too small, it may be necessary to upgrade to a larger panel. Upgrading the electrical panel can also add to the cost of the project, but it is important to ensure that the electrical system can handle the electrical demands of the home. In addition to arc fault circuit interrupters and ground fault circuit interrupters, surge protectors are another important safety device that can protect against electrical hazards. Surge protectors protect against voltage surges, which are sudden increases in voltage that can damage electronic equipment. Voltage surges can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, or other electrical disturbances. Surge protectors work by diverting the excess voltage away from the electronic equipment and into the ground. There are two main types of surge protectors, namely whole-house surge protectors and point-of-view surge protectors. Whole-house surge protectors are installed at the service entrance to protect the entire electrical system. Point-of-view surge protectors are installed at individual outlets to protect sensitive electronic equipment. The selection of the appropriate type of surge protector depends on the specific needs of the home. Homes with sensitive electronic equipment, such as computers, televisions, and home theater systems, may benefit from both whole-house surge protectors and point-of-view surge protectors. Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are also essential safety devices that should be installed in every home. Smoke detectors detect smoke and provide an early warning of a fire. Carbon monoxide detectors detect carbon monoxide, a colorless and odorless gas that can be deadly. Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors should be installed in every bedroom, hallway, and on every level of the home. They should be tested regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. In summary, electrical safety is of utmost importance. Following the National Electrical Code, consulting with the authority having jurisdiction, and using qualified electrical contractors are all essential steps in ensuring electrical safety. In addition, using safety devices such as arc fault circuit interrupters, ground fault circuit interrupters, surge protectors, smoke detectors, and carbon monoxide detectors can further protect against electrical hazards. Regular maintenance of the electrical system is also important to ensure that it is functioning properly and safely. Regular maintenance includes checking the circuit breakers, inspecting the wiring, and replacing any worn or damaged electrical components. By taking these precautions, it is ensured that the electrical system is safe, reliable, and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. One must remain diligent in prioritizing electrical safety to protect both property and lives.